In a small Pennsylvania town, a girl with bright eyes and a guitar dreamed a dream far too big for her zip code. While other kids were planning prom outfits, Taylor Swift was learning chords, writing lyrics, and mailing demo CDs to anyone who'd listen. Doors didn't open, so she moved to Nashville and started knocking harder. In a world ruled by polished industry veterans, she was an outsider, young, blonde, and unfiltered. But what she lacked in pedigree, she made up for in poetry. Every word she wrote came from a place so honest, so personal, it felt like reading someone's diary under a flashlight. She didn't wait for the spotlight. She chased it with a notebook in one hand and a guitar in the other. And slowly, people started to listen. Even as her songs hit the charts, critics whispered behind her success. They scoffed. She's just a teenage girl writing about crushes. They scoffed. As if pain needs permission to be profound. They called her silly, overly emotional, a diary writer playing dress-up. But Taylor knew something the world didn't, that vulnerability is a form of power, that telling your truth, unfiltered, uncool, unapologetic, is an act of courage. So she turned their dismissals into melodies. She wrote through every doubt, every label, every eye roll, and while the world debated whether she belonged, she was busy building a legacy, one heartbreak song at a time. Fame came fast. Albums went platinum. Stadiums filled. She became the soundtrack to a generation, America's sweetheart, with a pen sharper than any critic's review. But success doesn't make you bulletproof. In 2009, as she accepted her first MTV award, her moment was hijacked. What should have been a defining milestone became a viral humiliation. In front of millions, the mic was snatched, literally, and with it, the world's respect seemed to wobble. That moment wasn't just a meme, it was a mirror, a reminder that no matter how high you rise, someone will always try to pull you down. But here's the thing about Taylor Swift. She doesn't fall, she rises differently. Years later, a new storm brewed. Accusations, feuds, a cultural pile-on. They branded her a manipulator, a liar, a snake. Her name trended not for music, but for drama. Cancel culture came calling with hashtags, and hashtags, and hashtags. But Taylor didn't hide. She didn't explain. She transformed. She turned the insult into iconography. She walked onto the stage draped in snakeskin and said without saying, "You don't get to write my villain arc." The Reputation era wasn't revenge. It was a reclamation. It was her way of saying, if you think you know me, think again. While others clung to formulas, Taylor burned them down, again and again. From country twang to pop anthems to indie lullabies in cabin core sweaters, she proved that artistry has no permanent address. She taught us that growth doesn't always look linear, that change doesn't require permission. Every album became a new chapter, every era, a reinvention. And through every shift, she brought her audience along, not as fans, but as fellow travelers. She wasn't just evolving. She was giving you the courage to evolve too, because sometimes the most radical thing you can do is outgrow who you used to be. When the masters of her early albums were sold without her consent, the industry expected her to move on. Instead, she made history. She re-recorded every album she once gave away, and with it, reclaimed not just her work, but her voice, her legacy, and her power. Taylor didn't just want ownership, she demanded agency. She showed us that even if the world profits off your past, you still have the right to rewrite it. And when Taylor's version hit the charts, it wasn't nostalgia. It was a revolution, wrapped in melody, a masterclass in standing up for yourself, even when no one else does. Through every reinvention and re-injury, one thing held strong, her connection to people, Not just fans, humans. She wrote about things we were too afraid to say. The late night overthinking, the summer that broke us, the apology we never gave. She gave language to our silence, and in return we gave her loyalty. From handwritten Christmas cards to surprise visits at fans' weddings, Taylor never forgot the people who listened when the world didn't. Her music became a mirror, and we saw ourselves clearer, braver, better. Taylor Swift didn't just survive the storm, she danced in it. She stood tall when they tried to bury her. She sang louder when they tried to silence her. And most importantly, she evolved when the world begged her to stay the same. Her life is not just a timeline of awards and chart toppers. It's a living lesson that your power isn't in being understood by everyone. It's in understanding yourself enough to keep moving forward. She's been the underdog, the headline, the villain, the phoenix, and now the architect of her own empire. And so the question isn't, what will they call you? The question is, what will you answer to? You've been told your dreams are too much, that your emotions are inconvenient, that your story's already been written, but you're not here to play a part in someone else's script. You're here to write your own. So take the pen, burn the pages that no longer serve you, and with bold, unapologetic ink, begin again. Your life is your lyrics, your choices, the chords, and the world. The stage is waiting. It's not too late. It's never too late to rewrite your story. From all of us at MyDailyRhythms, this is your sign, not just to believe in yourself, but to become unstoppable, because every day is a blank page. Every moment a new beat, and today, this moment right now, it's the beginning of your greatest chapter yet.